Live from the Brian Gunzel Studios, this is the Locked Up Sports New York Mets pregame show. Mets baseball on Locked Up Sports starts now.
Yo, what's up, everybody? I'm Bob Walters. That is Brett Rosso. We are both inside the original Brian Gunzel Studios.
Yep.
How are you, Brett? What is up?
What is going on? Bob got it going. We got a big Mets game tonight. We haven't even, the best part is we didn't even look at where the camera was set up. I was like, we don't even know. We were like, hey, just press the button.
We got everything plugged into everything else. Hold on one second. All right, so now, listen, Mets last night, big outpouring of offense. Finally, hopefully they save some hits for the rest of the series and the rest of the week and everything. They got some help from the Nationals with 2 runs in the 9th to beat the Phillies. Then late night, they got some help as the Reds lost. So basically everything went well for the Mets yesterday for the first time in a long time. Sanger got 3 RBIs, a double. He was fantastic. And, of course, the McLean again. Another good performance. It looks starting to look like it might be the real deal.
So big. That's exactly. Is that everything that we needed in the entire world was, McLean to come up, give us another beyond solid 7 innings. The Mets offense making it very easy for him for the day. And that's exactly what, that's what the doctor ordered, right? That's everything we could have needed in the entire world.
Yeah, it worked out perfect. I mean, Sanger pitched well, but you also got to remember the Braves are no good. We look at the Braves and we hear Braves and we're like, okay. And they're our rival. They do, probably get up a little more for this game. But, the offense, 21 hits is out of control. I mean, that was terrible pitching. And then at the end of the game, the Mets almost gave it all back. I mean, did they really? No, but they get 12-7 from 12-2 is a lot of runs. They give 5 or 6 runs in the last 2 innings.
I think that was more of a get it all out of your system, guys. You know what? Here you go, guys. You got to get it out of your system. Go for it. Just let it all hang out. This is the last bad baseball you get to play for the rest of the year. And I know that was rough to watch. The same thing, Helsley get lit up, Reed Garrett get lit up. But honestly, this is the story. This is all we got to look at. It's one thing when you do it once, it could be an anomaly. But when you put together 2 consecutive major league starts, when you are able to spin the baseball like he is and hit into the 97, 98 range.
15 strikeouts, 4. Only 4 walks, and he's throwing strikes. They said the spin rate on his thing is something that very highly elite that you just don't see. And the ball moved. You could actually see it. He's not like a seasoned someone who watches baseball all the time like me or you. You could see the way his ball just moves and the spin rate on it. And he throws hard and he finds the strike zone. Well, what was his big issue? Right, his big issue was control. Yeah. Here he is now, 4 walks, 15 strikeouts.
He was averaging 4 walks per 9 or even a little bit more than that. But again, when you get the offense around you, then all of a sudden you can hit the strike zone a lot more. You can attack. You're going to give, and you saw what happened. We kind of talked about it. What's going to be a good outing from McLean? It's going to be giving up 2 runs over a couple of hits. We know he's going to eventually gave up his first major league home run to, I believe it was Marcell Zuna. I believe.
No, it was Acuna.
Oh, it was Acuna, right? And he was, that's one of the guys he grew up watching. He was a Braves fan. He grew up in the area.
He was a Braves fan.
He is.
I didn't even. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
That's a guy who he was. And so it's funny that he let up his first home run to one of his guys, but his family was in the crowd. Not that many people, but listen, man, this is what you like to see. But does this spur you to be? It's time to bring up Sproat.
Oh, I think it's definitely time to bring up Sproat, and because Sproat's been just as dominant in the minor leagues. In AAA, he's been dominating AAA now for. He was in AAA. Was he in AAA longer than McLean? Maybe not. Maybe
no, they're pretty similar.
But he's been dominating. The last 9 starts has just been out of control. He's got great numbers. When you're I always say when you're dominating a division or a league like that, you've done everything you can, right? They're not going to win anything in the minor leagues. He's done everything he can there. He dominates the league. He's proved that he's one of the best pitchers in the league. Now it's time to move up a level, and I think he will. I'm hoping it's this week. Because we got Clay Holmes tonight. Yeah. Right?
Dave Peterson. Yeah, Peterson.
Peterson went
Holmes,
tomorrow. Yep.
Peterson.
Yep. And then
Senga. And you go Senga,
And then they don't know.
He's a tough one. He's a guy who I'd love to give him an extra day.
He wants 6 days. He's getting 4.
I'd give him an extra, and that's what I would squeeze in. I mean, but now you're looking at, at some point, obviously, McLean's going to get his start, but is it a Sproat situation? McGill had a very nice outing in his rehab assignment. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before.
Yeah, McGill. I mean, but you're talking fourth, fifth starter, so I guess McGill's okay because McGill's capable of it. But I don't want Blackburn. I'm not confident in Blackburn.
Sproat or bust. If that goes well, and everybody else keeps fading, and we get more 4-inning Minaya, 4-inning Senga, if we get a 4-inning blow-up performance from Holmes today, it's tong to tong tong tong. Then 100%, it is the time. It is time to bring it back.
Oh, it's over your face, bro.
Let's bring him in. It's okay as long as I'll let Brandon Sproat sit on my face if that's what we got to do to get him up.
And I mean, just look at the numbers, right? Last 9 starts, almost 50 innings, 2 ERA, 57 strikeouts, and he gives up, his whip is less than 1. That's dominating a division, dominating a league. It's now time to advance, go to another spot, go up a division, which is now the major leagues. It just happens to be into the major leagues, and that's what he's got to do. And I think he's ready. It's time to have it happen.
Yeah. Listen, he's got it. Yeah, he's got it over his last however many starts he has. Kept it. He's a lot more strikeouts, a lot less walks. His ERA is finally down into the 1 point whatever over the last 10 starts. He doesn't quite have that breaking stuff like McLean does, which is why they brought McLean up first. That's typically something that's very difficult on people who have never seen it. But right now we see what we need, and we are in desperation mode. They may not realize it, but the games will be ticking away. We saw what happened. Is there a window to get to the division? I don't think so. I don't think there's a way to catch up to this, whatever we're at, 6.5 games. There is a big news, which was we all kind of saw coming, but Wheeler is officially out for the year for the Phillies. Maybe that means nothing for us in catching the division, but maybe it does mean something for us in a playoff series.
NLCS.
Yeah, very much so. So that may be a very, very big deal down the road.
And I'm also we don't see your comments right now, so I don't have them up on the screen, but I'm gonna try and get them up. So if you're commenting and we're not responding or anything, don't lose it there over there. We still love you guys. But another thing I wanted to bring up about last night, and Soto, another big game. He hit one off the foul pole. The opposite field, it was a late home run. But I'm done with hearing about Soto. He's a bust. He's underpaid. He's 30, 70, and 20. Yeah. Slashing 30, 70, 20. He's only the 10th person in history to ever do that. He's very capable now of hitting 10 more home runs, right, in these games, becoming only the 4th player to ever go 40, 70, 20. And did he start off slow? Yeah. So his batting average isn't there. And I don't want to hear that he's not hitting in the clutch, because he has hit in the clutch. He has gotten some big hits. His defense is not as great as it's been.
No,
but he's not a bust. It's not a bad year. This is not a bad year, Brett. If it's a bust, I'll take this. I'll take all your busts. Put them on my team.
If you tell me that for the next, even if you told me 7, 8, 9, 10 years, Juan Soto's going to go 40 home runs, 30 stolen bases, 100 RBIs,
playing short of 100 this year, but that's fine. It's like 80, 90.
Playing every single game. Let me realize this guy still has not hit a home run that wasn't a solo home run or a 2-run home run. He has not hit a 3-run home run. He has not hit a grand slam as a Met. So this guy, when it comes to, he could hit 100 RBIs if he hits those next 8 home runs with 2 men on or 1 man on. He will. The thing is, his thing has been that those guys have not been on for him. When Soto got hot, Lindor went so cold that there was nobody on base. Nimmo went so cold there was nobody on base. Alonso went so cold it was Soto alone. So now I'm telling you, you put Lindor up in front of him.
He's going to be top 5 in the MVP.
Oh no, the RBIs will come, and watch him heat up as the race heats up. And now I know we don't see it in him. Like people are like, oh, he doesn't care and he doesn't whatever. I don't see it. I think as baseball gets and the spotlight shines brighter, guys like Juan Soto step up, and we saw it last year in the postseason. We saw him carry the Yankees very close to a World Series. If he got any help from the dud, over in right field, he would have had a little. He would have actually probably won a World Series last year.
You know what this is? This is what everybody talks about, and why players, sometimes don't do well in New York or won't come to New York because they don't want to deal with it. The man's going to hit 85 to 90 RBIs. He's going to hit close to 40 home runs.
Okay.
He's going to have over 120 walks. He's going to be third in the MVP. And everybody out there, every single person, including you, myself, everyone listening and watching, has either said themselves or heard somebody or had somebody say to them, this guy's a bust. You're paying him too much money. He's worth every penny. He's having one of the great seasons in Mets history, numbers-wise. Now, the Mets are underachieving. That's not his fault. He will never live up to this contract, Brett. He could have 3 World Series, and they'll say, well, was it worth 700 million? What's worth $750 million? He has to win a World Series every year, right? For everybody to be satisfied. He's not going to do that. This is a great year. He's not a bust. Stop saying he's a bust.
People, I look at these. He has 100 walks. They only play 162 games. That means that, and at the end of the year, he may end up with 120, 130. So there is a very good chance that this guy ends up with. Olerud, I think, sets the record. I think it's 125. 125. So if he can get anywhere near that, you're at 120. That means every day, without swinging the bat, he is on base no matter what. Just about every day. That is elite. Before you've ever even swung a bat, you're on base, you're a producer, you score runs. Let me tell you, they can talk all they want about the right field. I do not mind any of the play that I've seen out of him in right field. He has thrown out a bunch of guys.
Yeah, he hasn't been terrible out there.
He's never going to make that extra play for you. He's never going to be like that, all that stuff. But let me tell you, if the Mets and these other guys can step up and we can get a little bit into this race, Juan Soto's going to be the engine that drives it along with these guys.
Yes, sadly, he's going to end up like no matter what he does, right? Let's say he wins one championship in these 15 years. The Mets win a World Series. You know what he's going to end up being like? He's going to end up being like Beltran. Mets fans don't like Beltran generally. He is hands down the best outfielder the Mets have ever had, ever.
Yeah.
And you barely even get to the Hall of Fame. I was talking to that guy from Newsday a couple of weeks ago or a couple months ago. He was telling me, I'm not putting him in the Hall of Fame. That was with the Astros thing with the cheating, but still, how could you not? He's the best center fielder the Mets ever had. Period. He's one of the best postseason players ever. Juan Soto at 24 years old, had one of the best World Series anyone's ever had. Yes. Anyone's ever had. And he won it. So he's done it already. He's done it. He's shown he can do it. He did it last year. He did it that year. He's won a championship.
But you have to get it. You have to realize the Mets fans are even listen, the odds are based on how other teams are, how baseball is, how people can get injured. The next 4 years, the Mets could go without winning a World Series. It will not matter. Soto will be known as a bust. On that 5th year, if he wins that World Series, and he is the catalyst that drives that World Series, nobody will give a crap what happened those 4 years prior.
Yeah, they'll still be
no.
Year, but then 2 years later they will.
If you never win the World Series, you will always be a bust. You have to win the first. No matter what, you have to go win the first. You go get the first, and from that point on, you can go do whatever. Aaron Judge, let me tell you, when you go down, Aaron Judge should be known as one of the greatest Yankees to ever play baseball.
He can't be if he doesn't win the World Series.
Exactly right. You look back, and you will never be known as Ruth. You will never be known as DiMaggio. You will never be known as Mantle. You will never be known as Jeter if you don't win the World Series. And I'm not talking about performing well in the playoffs. That's not enough. You need to win the World Series. That's the only. Now you don't have to win 3. You don't have to win 4. You have to win 1 over the next, and for what Judge is the next 6 years or so.
Yeah. Well, Soto. Listen, with Soto, I think what it comes down to is for fans to sit there, and some of them are Yankee fans, but some of them are Mets fans. I'm on a lot of Mets forums or whatever groups on Facebook and whatnot, and a lot of it is people going, Soto's a bust. He's first of all, the thing is don't even bring up the money, because the money is a non-issue until the day when Cohen comes out and says, we didn't go after this free agent because I'm paying Juan Soto this. Because before that happens, it's irrelevant. It's not your money. It's not my money. There's no salary cap, so it doesn't affect the team at all. the prices really haven't risen. I hear the prices next year for tickets are going up a little bit, but the prices really haven't gone up all over the place. So until Soto's salary prevents the Mets from going after a free agent, it's irrelevant. And people are going to say he's not going to have. Listen, he's not having 1920 Babe Ruth year or 2001 Barry Bonds year. He's not, and he's not going to, because those are once in a century, once in a lifetime years. If he comes through one of those years, then it's unbelievable. He's having a better year this year than most players will ever even sniff in their career. And he's still killing them. And that's a New York product. It's a product of New York. It's a product of the amount of money you're getting.
Just like you said when we started this, there is no way nothing he can ever do will ever live up to this contract. No. That is a fact. No matter what he does, if he walks too much, it's going to be you didn't produce enough hitting. If you hit too much, you didn't walk enough and your on-base percentage isn't high enough. If you do, it's going to go back and forth. And if it's not that, and say his offense performs all around, they will go after him for his defense. Yeah. It will go on and on and on.
It's because of the money. And I'm telling you that shouldn't be a factor.
Do you know what the truth is, though? The best part about him is day in and day out, he shows up and he's out there in the field. The same reason Pete Alonso is so valuable. The same reason that guys like
Eli Manning.
You know why? When you know and they're reliable and you know these guys can go out there, that's what gets your numbers. When you're out there every day, Aaron Judge puts up those numbers, but he misses 25% of his games a year. And so then when you get him, you don't know, it's hard to get it. These guys, you pay for the consistency. And Juan Soto is the definition
40 home runs,
of consistency.
What do you want?
Bob, if this is a bad year, and Juan Soto...
He's a bust. Give me all the busts.
You know what's funny is, and I watched it all year, and I don't think anybody else realized, and we can go all the way back, and I've been on this whole stolen base thing. I watched Juan Soto all year decide, I'm going to take sneaky stolen bases because I want to be a 30-30 guy. You could see it in his eyes. He wanted to be because he saw these other guys were all of a sudden doing 40-40. He saw that the stolen base become much more obtainable. It became much more obtainable, and I thought he saw it. Look, I can show my value in numbers by I can get to, a 40-30 guy.
And the fact that the Mets have someone like Soto, right? They also got Lindor, who's going to the Hall of Fame. You got Pete Alonso, who's the all-time home run king for the Mets. But Pete Alonso is on somewhat of a Hall of Fame trajectory, right? He might get to 500, and you have these three players now. That makes it even worse that the Mets are where they are.
But they
should be better.
But they're all in the same spot, right? For all of those guys, you look at Lindor, you look at Nimmo, you look at Soto, and Soto's already got his World Series.
No, not Nimmo. Alonso.
No, I understand. No, Alonso, Lindor, Snow, but even Nimmo, with the World Series, they are looked at in a much different light. They need to win that. If Alonso goes to wherever else, he needs to win that World Series in New York in the next couple of years. Those guys will then be seen, and it's a much different
listen, the God better be real for Nimmo if he wants to sniff the Hall of Fame. You're not going to the Hall of Fame.
No, I ain't worried about Hall of Fame. I'm worried about that elite status of winning. You need to. There's a difference between being great and having great numbers and even producing in the postseason. You need to win. Very few teams recently have won in New York. And now in baseball, the Yankees are going back over a decade. The Jets are going back 50 years now. You go back to Giants now. It's starting to go on in years for that. The Mets, 1986. It's getting a little, whoever takes the crown, it's there for the taking. This is one of those years where the AL may be a little tighter, but the NL is wide open. The Dodgers are pining for a wild card spot. The Phillies just lost their ace. There is openings here, and the Mets are absolutely floundering with such a great opportunity.
Yeah, listen, they're not playing. They're not playing well. They're probably going to have to get a trying to find this Lindor thing that I had. They're going to probably have to get a wild card if they they're not going to catch the Phillies.
You got to go meet them head on. We're going to go meet them head on, and you have 4 games to go prove it. So you're going to have to go versus 4 games versus Philly when you're going to be somewhere around what could be, 5 games out is what we're hoping at this point. We were hoping to be within striking distance. 5 games out, maybe we can cut it down to 3. I feel like that would be a win. Cutting it down to 3 with, say, 20-something games left. We have 3 versus the Reds, 4 versus the Phillies, and then we got a couple versus, the Rangers coming into town. It's not an easy road. We're playing these guys head on, and let me tell you, what we need is
pitching.
We need pitching. We need depth out of our starters. We need where could we possibly find in this world some young arms that are just really good that nobody's ever seen before? Where could we possibly find these guys?
Some roster moves for today. Brazabon back in the bullpen.
Well,
I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, the big one is Montas is out.
Yeah, Montas is out. Montas is out. He's done for the year.
The fake injury.
They're talking Tommy John. I saw a couple articles.
Is that right?
Yeah, but it's because it's a UCL.
UCL. Yeah.
But they have, but they did bring up Brazabon. And here's the question. Listen, I don't like Holmes starting, right? I want him to be the 3 from inning 4 to inning 7 or inning 4 to inning 6.
Yeah.
3 inning guy. So he's only going to go 3 or 4 innings today. They used the bullpen last night. They stunk last night. So who are you going to pitch tonight?
So what are you rooting for tonight? Are you rooting for because you know how this goes, Bob?
I think everybody knows it. They know it.
No, it's not how it goes. That's not how it goes.
He's at the wall.
Okay, ready? But he can still labor.
He's a good pitcher.
He can still labor and
he
can labor through 5 and honestly not give up any runs tonight. That's possible. Then he's your start. Like, do you want to see him? What I'm asking is,
do you want to see him do good so he gets another start?
Yes.
I don't think it matters. I think what he's going to do. I think eventually Sproat's coming up, and he's going to be the one to go.
Do you think there's a level of bad that he can pitch that warrants he doesn't get another start?
Of course, because he's still on the ledge.
What is it?
He's still on the ledge. Like 3 innings.
Like 3 innings. 3 innings.
He blows up in the first inning.
Blown up in the first. Okay, 3. So I don't know, man. They're really they love just going for it, either way. And
he pitched into the 5th the other day.
I honestly, I'd like to see him. I'd love to see him. I mean, as always, the pitcher to have a good outing. But I want to see whatever happens that gets Sproat into this rotation. I want to see whatever it is to watch a young arm before it has Tommy John surgery, which you get whatever pitches you can get out of these guys before the Tommy John surgery comes. That's what I've learned in this league is how many pitches can we get out of these guys at 95?
Well, here we go. Last 2 starts, man.
Okay,
it's on the TV now.
Go for it.
He throws all sinkers and changeups. Yeah, Clay Holmes, yeah, and he burns out his arm. He's already hit the wall. He's the amount of innings that he's pitched is probably on that game notes thing you got up there, Brett. But the amount of innings that he's pitched on top of what he's ever pitched in his life,
it's crazy.
It's like triple. So the fact that I'm saying it, I don't think it should matter as what he does tonight. You're not going to get more than 5 innings out of him, right? So either way, you're going to have to go to the bullpen tonight. Your bullpen has not been good lately at all. Last night, you're lucky they were spotted a 10-run lead. Otherwise, we might be sitting here talking about a disaster loss. But Clay Holmes, if you start now, when they bring up Sproat, who's going to go to the bullpen? It's got to be Holmes, right? Because he's not a good starter, man. Not a good starter, but he hasn't been bad this year for you. He's been good. He's been a good pitcher. He just ran into the wall. He's never pitched this much. Of course, he ran into the wall. Of course, that's going to happen. His arms, he's got a dead arm. But what he can do is he can recoup every 5 days to give you 3 or 4 good innings. And he almost does that every time because he pitched well. He's pitching 6 or 7 in the first half of the year. He recoups enough. He can give you 3 or 4 good innings, and then it kind of goes downhill. That's perfect for a long man. And the fact that the rest of your staff only pitches 4 innings anyway, you need a guy like that to come in, middle of the game, pitch the 4 innings, get to the back of the bullpen, which I don't trust now anymore either. I don't trust Rodgers. I don't trust Helsley again last night.
How can you? Do you keep running Rodgers out there? Are we going to just see because he can pitch every night, rubber arm Rodgers is going to be out there just slinging like little dinkers and donks for, base hits?
Yeah. If you think he's going to pitch well after everything you've seen, then you're living in the land of make-believe, Brett.
I can't watch it anymore. And then Helsley, I'm sorry, it's just painful, man. The whole thing is just tough. But listen, they're going to keep running them out there. They paid for these guys in young talent. They will be running these guys out there over and over for better or worse, and it may be what gets us.
And Brazabon scares me too, but some people like Brazabon.
Well, I feel like if Brazabon comes in, something didn't go well tonight. You know what I mean? If
he's one of the guys he hasn't pitched bad in a while for the Mets because he hasn't pitched for the Mets, right?
No.
But he hasn't.
He pitched well early in the year.
He
has not
reliever of the month, Brett.
Yes,
one time.
that month was probably still cool out.
But then he was terrible. It was still cold. It was still cold. Night games were chilly.
Yeah,
night games were chilly.
Yeah.
But and then we go to Lindor. 10-game hitting streak. 512 batting average. 512.
Incredible.
9 extra base hits. He's got an OPS of 1.5.
22 out of 43.
Yeah. red hot. And I always said,
that's not a small sample.
I said, don't worry about it. He's a Hall of Famer. He's going to get out of it. But, I mean, it's incredible now, and we don't want to waste it. You got to win these 2 games. You got to win tonight, and you got to win tomorrow, right? No excuse. You got to sweep one of these series.
How bad was losing 2 out of 3 to Washington?
Oh, it was bad, but we knew it was bad. That probably cost us the division. And if finally the Reds started losing a couple games, they're only a game and a half up on the Reds. These are all big games now.
They got very lucky with how the Reds got beat in those games. They were come from behind, and the Mets are in a spot right now where they need to gain just a little bit of ground so they don't feel that, total pressure from the Reds coming on them. When we get the Reds in town, you want it to be where if it does go bad, you lose 2 out of 3, you're not down by 2 games to the Reds. Yeah. That's trouble. If you're down by 2 games to the Reds and you got Philly coming in for 4, or you're going to Philly for 4, you are in trouble.
Yeah, they're in trouble right now.
No. When you're up by a game and a half, you have it. It's up to you what happens when it comes out of your hands, and you now have to be better than somebody else.
But it's not up to
and the games dwindle. No. When the games dwindle and it's not up to you anymore, when you don't decide your own fate, it becomes a lot more difficult, and those games dwindle very quickly. We are running out of
running out
daylight.
of runway. Short on the runway, and listen, it's good. I think they could sweep the Phillies this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I don't think they would. No, I'm not saying I think they can. I'm saying I think if they did, they still don't win the division. You're still 4 out. You're still not playing. They haven't played well, Brent. They haven't played well in months. We've said this so many times. We get all bent out of shape. We get all riled up for 2 and 3 game win streaks.
But you think these, and I will say that Philly had a pretty good spurt where they were playing pretty great. But you look back, these other teams should have gained even more ground versus the Mets. They should have even further ahead.
The Mets picked up 11 games. How many you won the game?
But if the Mets continued to play bad even when they caught up, and when the Phillies went ahead, the Phillies should be up by 3 more games than that.
Yeah.
And the Reds should be up by 3 games on the Mets. So the Mets, wherever they are right now, they are in a spot to make it. I feel like there will be. Listen, you have to go out and win tonight. The offense does anything close to what they did. You need to beat up on the easy teams.
I just wish they saved some hits. 21 hits. I was at the game last week when they got 16 hits and 13 runs or something, and that was nice. 21 hits is outrageous. I mean, shame on the Braves pitching staff for 21. And you know what? The Mets got the 16 hits against the Braves because they had their shortstop come in and pitch that game.
Yeah.
So in 2 games in the last week and a half, the Mets have what? 16 hits, 16 and 21, wow. 37 hits. 37 hits in 2 games in a week and a half against the Braves. So you better have it. Now let's get to the lineup here real quick.
Oh, yeah, we only got a few minutes till game time. I didn't even realize.
Where's the lineup here? Do you see it? Let's see. Oh, I know.
Yeah, there. Next one. There you go.
So we'll go with this. So tonight's lineup, everybody. Here we go. Lindor,
man.
Soto. It's the same one as last night, right? Lindor, Soto, Alonso.
Freaking better be.
Vientos and DH. Now Vientos is cleanup. I mean, he screws around with this lineup. I'll tell you, it's not a set lineup the Mets have. McNeil 5th. Marte in left field. Marte playing the field today. Marte in left field. Yeah, I believe he had 2 hits yesterday.
Yeah, he'll get hurt.
Beatty at third. Beatty's coming around a little bit, I think. He's playing better. He's coming around on my good side a little bit. Beatty's 7th.
I'm still in on Beatty. I know you hate him. My other buddy Mike hates him. Sorry, Mike.
My boy's got to get in the start tonight. Brett Centerfield, Tyrone Taylor is in the game.
Well, they have it now. It's good to see actually McNeil back in because McNeil was out, so it's good to see McNeil's back with the shoulder. He had a little MRI action. I see what they're doing. Yeah, all right. And then Mullins.
Kurt Warner.
See, but do you see
Mullins had a big game last night, though. I would have put him in.
That's what I. These are the things that, as a manager who goes analytics, and I understand that's probably where we're going today, and he supposedly goes gut, which last year we saw him go a lot more gut than analytics, right? A lot more gut. Yeah, I think Mullins is a guy. All of a sudden, the guy finally is hitting the ball hard.
He's not allowed to go gut. He's doing what he's allowed to do. He's right. He screws around with the top of that lineup, all kinds of things. So Mets and Braves coming up next. Phillies Nationals scoreless, bottom 4. Let's go Washington. Maybe get this thing down to 5 or something when we get back. By the time we get back on Monday,
maybe they can send the National Guard in for that.
Clay Holmes, let's see if he can give us 4 or 5 good innings. We're going to need the bullpen tonight either way. Big night, hopefully, for the offense. The carry, hopefully, they just keep rolling into today. After 21 hits yesterday. Mets and Braves coming on SNY right now. Switch on over. You have our permission now to switch over.
Garrett, Keith, and Ron.
from the Brian Gunzel Studios. Don't forget, rate, review, and subscribe. You get us wherever you get your podcast. The website on the bottom of the screen there, lockedupsports.net. I'm Bob Walters for Brett Grasso from the Brian Gunzel Studios, the original Brian Gunzel Studios. See ya.